Let me ask you something. Have you ever ended the day exhausted, but still felt like you didn't actually move anything forward? You were busy, you answered messages, you handled things, you worked, but deep down, you know the most important things still did not get done. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I believe is quietly killing momentum for a lot of entrepreneurs. And it's not lack of time, it's lack of focus. Because most people don't need more hours in a day, they need fewer distractions pulling on their attention. A lot of entrepreneurs say, I just don't have enough time. But if we really looked at the day, many times the problem is not that there was no time. The problem is the time got absorbed. Absorbed by reacting, absorbed by scrolling, absorbed by checking messages, absorbed by doing small tasks that feel urgent, but don't actually move the mission forward. And listen, I'm not saying these things never matter. They do. But if everything gets your attention, nothing gets your focus. That's the problem. Focus is not just attention. Focus is assigned attention. It is deciding in advance what matters most and refusing to let everything else steal the steering wheel. This is where it gets dangerous. Scattered focus feels productive because you're doing a lot. You're switching tabs, replying to people, checking out small tasks, looking at ideas, maybe even planning. But at the end of the day, you can't point to the one thing that actually moved the business, the goal, or the calling forward. That's false productivity. It feels like motion, but it doesn't create momentum. I think this is where a lot of people get discouraged. They say, I worked all day and nothing changed. And the truth is, they did work, but they didn't work on the right thing long enough for it to compound. Focus requires a filter. One of the most powerful things you can ask yourself every morning is, what is the one thing that would make today a win? Not what are the 27 things I could do, not what is screaming the loudest, not what makes me feel busy. What is the one thing that would actually move the mission forward? That question becomes a filter, because without a filter, every opportunity looks equal. Every message feels urgent. Every idea feels exciting. Every problem feels like it deserves your immediate attention. But not everything is equal. Some actions move the needle. Some actions maintain things. Some actions are just noise. The problem is most people treat all three the same. Now, from a faith perspective, I think this matters even more. Because distraction is always obvious rebellion. Sometimes distraction looks like being responsible. Sometimes it looks like helping everyone. Sometimes it looks like saying yes to good things. But good things can still pull you away from God things. That's a hard truth. Just because something is good does not mean it's assigned to you this season. If the enemy can't get you to quit, he can simply try to get you scattered. Scattered people rarely execute with power. They have passion, they have ideas, they may even have calling. But they don't have traction because their focus is divided. And divided focus weakens obedience. Let's talk about the 90-day focus test. This is why I keep coming back to the 90-day focus in a lot of these videos, because most people don't need a life overhaul. They need a defined season, one goal, one direction, one primary focus, and one set of needle movers. Not forever, for 90 days. A 90-day focus gives you enough time to build momentum, but not so much time that feels vague. It gives your days direction. It gives your decisions a filter. It helps you say, does this support the thing I said that matters most right now? If yes, prioritize it. If no, park it. That doesn't mean you ignore everything else in your life. It means you stop letting everything else hijack the mission. Focus is built through repetition. Focus is not something you magically feel. It's something you train. You train focus by returning. You will drift. I drift. Everybody drifts. The question is not, will I get distracted? The question is, how fast can I return? That's why systems matter. That's why accountability matters. That's why having your goal visible matters. That's why having a daily execution rhythm matters. Because focus is not maintained by emotion, it's maintained by structure. So here's a simple framework for this week. Ask yourself these three questions. First, what is my one 90-day focus? Second, what are the 2 to 3 actions that actually move that forward? And third, what am I currently giving attention to that is not helping me move that forward? That third one might sting, because sometimes the thing stealing your focus is not bad. It's just not assigned. It might be good, a good opportunity, a good conversation, a good project, but if it's pulling you away from what God has asked you to steward right now, you need to be honest about that. And this is exactly why we built the Goal Getting app. Not to give you more things to do. We know most entrepreneurs do not need more things to do. They need clarity on what matters most right now. So inside the Goal Getting app, you find your 90-day focus, you identify your needle movers, you get daily execution prompts, and stay connected to accountability and support so you don't keep drifting. And if you want help getting clear and building your next 90-day execution plan, go to goalgetting.app/reset. The link, you can just remember that, or it'll be somewhere around this video. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Do you really need more time, or do you need better focus? Because more time with scattered focus still gets absorbed. But focused execution, even in limited time, can create real momentum. Don't let everything steal your attention. Get clear. Choose the one thing. Execute what matters. And as always, keep moving forward.